On the news tonight, Islamic cleric charges Muslim faithful to always show gratitude to Allah. Ansarudin Society of Nigeria marks centenary, charts a course for continued role in nation building. And Chikakori community reminds FCTA of flyover bridge pledge as 1 year Fidel prayer for late Nta Salimota holds. This is the news at 7 on Nta Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitbo. The chief imam of Nuru Yakin Mosque, Imam Yahya Al-Yolawi, has charged Muslim faithful to show gratitude to Allah to earn his blessings. This formed the thrust of his Jumat sermon in Abuja. Hawa Gimba reports.
Show of gratitude to Allah is key to increased blessings on the faithful. Eliminating evil was the message to the congregation. Chief Imam of Nuru Yakin Jumat Mosque, Imam Yahya Garba Al-Yolawi says the first admonition Allah gave to man was to be grateful to him and to parents always.
Peace and tranquility within the neighborhood, within the society is also a blessing. So there are so many blessings. Allah says, and He proclaimed, as long as you are thankful to His blessings, He will increase it for you. So we need to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for whatever we are doing and put in your mind that the final success was granted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The congregation used the worship session to pray for the peace and stability for the nation. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Ansarudin Society of Nigeria says, as part of events to mark our centenary celebration, a national dialogue will be held in Abuja to chart a course for her continued role in nation building for the next century. Deputy National President Dr. Ibrahim Adebayo Yusuf gave the indication at a media briefing to highlight activities for the celebration. Onotu Yakubu reports.
It is a moment to take stock of the success stories along 100 years journey in national development through religious and moral advancement and fostering of brotherhood. In the course of the charitable mission, Ansarudin advanced the tool of education to drive da'wah across the country and beyond. Dr. Ibrahim Adebayo says the society is going to commission Summit University Mosque in Offa for the Northern States Council, while in Abuja, it will also commission a central mosque in Gwarimpa, a resource center with computer-based test center in Maitama, as well as presentation of medal and certificate to the Northern States Council Centenary awardees.
Of the founding fathers of the Ansarudin Society of Nigeria. Their vision was to provide educations for the growing youth, allowing them to keep pace with the Western educations and preparing them for the challenges of the centuries.
In retrospect, the society is assessing historical trajectory as a means of gaining a comprehensive understanding of a path to the future.
Considering this, I implore all of us to redouble our efforts to leave an enduring legacy for our children and future generations.
For the next century, Ansarudin is looking to consolidate the achievements in creating education of the future that is computer-based, empower unemployed graduates, semi-educated, women, and girl-child coupled with Islamic teachings and orientation. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And away from religious matters, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has assured the Somalian ambassador to Nigeria of his administration's readiness to partner Somalia for a robust relationship, promising to provide land for the proposed chancery building. The minister gave his word when he hosted the Somalian ambassador to Nigeria, Jamal Mohammed Baru, who paid him courtesy visit in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu tells us more.
Nigeria and Somalia have had an uncommon bilateral relationship over the years, which the FCT Minister Yeson Wike says should be consolidated. He pledges to provide land for the proposed Chancery Office in Abuja.
Mogadishu is a city, the capital of Somalia. We would also love to have experience of how the city looks like. So it is our belief that we'll work out the arrangement, see how we can share things and pass on experiences in terms of development of cities. We will immediately call for a file so that you can have your parcel of land to be able to build your own chancery.
The visiting envoy reveals his desire to make Abuja the second home for Somalians living in Nigeria.
As you know, there's a long history between Somalia and Nigeria. They were friends, they were just helping each other in every forum. We are humbly requesting you to just approve that chancery land, and then we have to start building the chancellery here. We want Nigeria to be our second house, second country, second home, and you shall have a strong relationship between the two countries.
In another development, the FCT Minister's Press Corps presented gifts to the minister on his 56th birthday celebration. Onozi Yakubu, Nta News.
Prepared for the mandatory one-year National Youth Service are the Batch C Stream 2 Corps members who have completed their 3 weeks orientation course. They have been charged to put on diligence and build on skills they have been exposed to. Charity Zakka has details.
This closing parade is coming after the rigorous training obtained during their stay for the orientation period. These Corps members happen to be the last batch to be sent out of the orientation camp in the year 2023. The Corps members have been allocated to the various institutions across the 6-area council of the FCT, where they will serve for the period of 1 year.
We've learned to be more courageous in every challenges we face in the world.
FCT coordinator Winifred Shokbeka enjoins the Corps members to accept their posting in good faith.
This set of Corps members have been posted according to their areas of discipline and specialization across the 6 area councils of the FCT based on the posting policy of the scheme. Let me further emphasize that the welfare of our Corps members is utmost important to us.
Director General NYC Brigadier General Yusha'u Dogara Ahmed charged them to put up good behavior and shun practices capable of ruining their future.
I always encourage Corps members to accept their position in good faith, go there. They should not reject their destiny. They don't know what they are going to meet. They should not listen to anybody telling them the story.
Letters of recommendation for good works and dedication were also issued to Corps members and staff of the NYC. Charity Zakka, Nta News.
The present administration's renewed hope agenda can only be achieved if all hands are on deck in fighting corruption among government officials. This, according to experts who graced the launching of the book, Critic, will help government in achieving all its desires. Those who spoke at the event also advised on cutting down on waste and that the era of contract fraud is over.
An online publisher and syndicated columnist, Dr. Hassan Gimba, said the president will do well to make his government look inwards and avoid capital flights. He said the country must become a nation that produces what it eats, wears, and drives.
Rather than go abroad for healthcare or education, we should become a center that attracts the world because of its first-class hospitals and schools.
The book reviewer, Alhaji Ayinde Shuaga, analyzed the 368 pages of 16 chapters with pictures of author in landmark events and situations.
A copy of the book, Critique, will open the reader's mind to different perspectives in the thought process, outlook on issues, and prognosis for resolution of critical developments in society.
A book on topical national discourse featuring selected articles, lecture notes, interviews, and correspondence of Muhammad Kabir Ilyasu, a retired foreign affairs officer. In Abuja, Moses Kuye, Nta News.
Former Nigerian High Commissioner to the Gambia, Esther John Audu, has been recognized for her selfless service to humanity and for outstanding contributions to her community in Abuja Municipal Area Council and the Gambia. The former envoy got the recognition from the Character Media Incorporation and Jacob's Charity International, who presented her the Luminary Character Award of Excellence 2023. Odiri Ogborua Rutere reports.
Having worked and risen to the position of a senior civil servant in the Federal Capital Territory Administration, elected female council boss of Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC, and served as Nigerian High Commissioner to the Gambia, Esther John Audu, a widow who is in her 60s and left office as a Nigerian High Commissioner for more than 7 years. She gets nominated for a Luminary Character Award of Excellence.
I look at this award as an award given to me to honor me for the contribution I have made to my community, to my local government, to my country, and to humanity in general.
The Global Award was presented by Miss Africa United Nations, Judy Frank, a Nigerian citizen from Abia State.
She is just a wonderful person, a wonderful mother, a wonderful leader. And her work went unnoticed. Of course, everyone noticed what she was doing around here.
In all the administrative tenure of office that Mama Esther John Audu have undergone, she's an exemplary person. She has shown herself a moderate and a model.
Former Nigerian High Commissioner to Gambia, Esther John Audu, in her usual advocacy spirit, called on parents to guide and lead Nigerian youths in the right direction for a better society. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, Nta News. Having worked and
Residents of Chikakore community in Kuba have appealed to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to help save lives in their area by ensuring that a flyover bridge promised by the immediate past leadership of FCTA is constructed. This was at the third day Fidel prayers in memory of late Salimota Idowu, who was crushed by an Abuja-bound train. Serafina Okomekwe reports.
استجب دعاءنا برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين بسر الفاتحه.
Supplications to the supernatural realms, all to Almighty Allah, for blessings, guidance, and protection for the repose of the soul of Salimota Idowu and the family she left behind.
God may Allah forgive our sins, expand our grief, and count her among of those that will enter paradise.
God Almighty to continue protect and keep them.
But we trust God that after this year, there'll be a change in terms of the infrastructure that is needed.
For Solimota's husband and children, the thoughts of their mother's painful death remains a rude shock they are yet to come to terms with.
What do you miss about your mom?
Everything. May she be happy wherever she is.
My prayer is that this kind of thing will never happen to any of us again.
Leadership of the community are hopeful that their repeated calls for infrastructure in the area would receive urgent attention, especially with the anniversary of the sad incident.
The engineers from the FCDA, they came around and they come to do a survey that the bridge that has been promised will be constructed. We had one visit, we had second visit, and after those two visits, they told us that the bridge would take flight.
At the time of this report, a disaster was averted as a train passed through the community without blaring the usual warning signals.
From the Chikakore Hilltop community, Serafina Omekwe,
Nta News.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Glow.
Glow Unlimited.
Tochukwu Okeke from Abia State has been crowned champion of the second edition of Excellencia Bosia Sports of Nigeria at the Para Games ongoing in Abuja. Francisca Bile reports that Okeke secured the highest score in the entire mixed category of Bosia sports played at the Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja.
Bosia sports is a precision ball sport that demands that two athletes must be seated on a wheelchair. Now, each of these players have been given their separate balls to differentiate the players. Now, this white ball here is called the jack. Now, the jack is where all the players must target in order to secure a point. During the demonstration of the game, Tochukwu Okeke from Abia State defeated Opawole Oluwaseun from Ogun State 4-1 to emerge winner in the mixed category. Ross Joseph from Bayelsa State also recorded a 2-0 victory over Gbenga Osinowo.
I like the game, and it's a very easy game. I want sports ministry to organize this game, to sponsor it.
Please, they should encourage us with money.
You know, we need more exposure, you know, to be able to play the game better.
The initiator of the sport in Nigeria, Frank Harrison, says he introduced the game to help create job opportunities for those with disabilities while also exposing them to international competition.
We've been trying. The sport is not a new sport in Nigeria. It has been known, and so many states are still calling me to come to their state and introduce the sport to their sport council as well.
After a series of demonstrations, promoters of Bosia sports say they are hopeful of getting recognition and approval from Paralympic Committee of Nigeria early next year. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, Nta News.
For more on sports, here is Sports Brief.
Nigeria's sole representatives at the FIBA Africa Women's Basketball League, Nigeria Customs, suffered a defeat to Sporting Alexandria. The Borders girls, who came into the game after a 73-55 loss to KPA of Kenya, trailed by the end of the first quarter by 20-18. They next played their last group game against CNSS of Congo DR. Similarly, FIBA Africa has released the official draw and date for the qualifiers slated for next year, where Nigeria's D Tigers are expected to be back to action in February 2024. The Tigers are placed in Group B as the first window will take place from February 19 to 27, 2024. It will see the entry of Group B, E, and D, and Team Nigeria will wait for the remaining games to determine their fate in the ongoing International Cricket Council T20 Women World Cup qualifier hosted by Uganda. Their triumph over Nigeria by 6 wickets means Uganda booked their spot in the semi-final of the qualifier, while Nigeria will wait for the remaining games. With Sports Brief, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
And with sports, we end the news in English. Up next, translations. Good night.
Thank you.
aza ni ba jilo ba ye ba ce ba wai yuse ko kwa wai wona na iwo abada zaza ishan daje zuma woni ye wa gogo kai shekosho nu ri yakin asalaji ba nu ayo yahaya adu yo lawi wokugna asalaji nge ba ko jin azanu mbaba wu ba fa ga sheko yi nsa de rei ntuko tu nwo ana barka bo azanu wale sheba wo be na beda nje yi ma pui awajin ba wa ngage we dade nu sai nwo be jin we go sheko beda gnache nyaye akwai ni be jin wo beda bakale wo ga kula jin abe shishi ntuko tu nu abu amana bo an sheko yi jin ga sa ko jido sa de rei aku sheko yi yue na ba ge e yin ko ni ko ta le na kun amma ko babu wale nu apie nu nanu sai ko yi beje salanya no ayikoge asau radin nanu eyie nanu nsaye mba filo ba nya agmada ntuko tu eye tajibo mba kubwa sheba be bwa bedogunye nkoyin ba gange ba nawe tilo nu abede na bage mba ba jinyeji ba se ase ba shi abawe na bage mba ba ba nu abeji be bwa eye be taji nko belo nanu abede mba yin zanu wale shiba wo be na bedai nje onotu yakubu wa gange gnabe majin gbedo menya na yo Dr. Ibrahim Adebayo Yusuf wone dade no abeda kui sa mbe sase no aje aiwuba abo mba jinda ba jin nanu ayunu afie mba lala pululu na ba ubu ba fa eye tanyen aza mba ni filo no jigba na yikoge chikankore nkono lo no nkubwan bachi ogbupe gwamnati lo mpeje kunkun ya baiba minister ekinzindan Yerson Wuke nge abmabajin aginwewe ajege agbedo nu azabakin nu eshe bailo baizan ozan akuba jinba aipa ogbo petu gwamnati nkwadi ai nkobo gaba Sarafina Okon Umekwe o na leshe ba wobe na bedai agage e dade nu sai na bejin aijin adua ayi sheko iwe aipa yi makubo na yo Salimu Nata Idowu nu oya kinya gbowo ntna nkobo diai aku sheko iwe na bage wabwa asose ba mana nanu nshe maje ye efi ko jin manifin zaza kanyanu sheko yi okun ya nde ko sai ko ne
Jama'a masu kallo da sauraron mu a daidai wannan lokaci assalamu alaikum barkanmu da yammacin juma'a da fatan ana nan cikin koshin lafiya ga fassarar wasu daga cikin labaranmu ne mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu a sakon hudubar sallar juma'ar yau limamin masallacin Nuri da Yakin da ke unguwar Life Camp a nan birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja Ustaz Yahaya Garba Aliyulawi wakiliyar mu Hauwa Gimba ta rawaito mana cewa ya tunatar da al'ummar musulmi da su zamanto masu godiya ga Allah domin dacewa da rahamarsa a faɗi tashin rayuwar yau da kullum a nan duniya da kuma bayan an koma gare shi. Malamin ya ce muddin ɗan adam ya kasance mai godiya ga mahaliccinsa zai ci ribar rayuwar duniya ya samu zaman lafiya kwanciyar hankali ci gaba da kuma bunƙasuwar tattalin arzikinsa. Inda ya ja hankalin al'umma da su kasance masu jimirin godiya ga Allah da ya ba masa. A ɗaya daga cikin harkokinta na bikin cikarta shekara 100 da kafawa, ƙungiyar Ansaruddin ta ƙasa ta shirya taron tattaunawa akan yadda za ta ci gaba da hidimar gina ƙasa zuwa ƙarni na gaba. Wakilinmu Ilyasu Onoto Yakubu ya shaida mana cewa mataimakin shugaban kungiyar na ƙasa Dr. Ibrahim Adebayo shi ne ya bayyana haka a taron da kungiyar ta shirya na manema labarai inda ta bayyana manufofinta na ci gaba da hidima ga al'umma musamman ilimin yara mata tare da bada tallafi da sauran hidimomi ga addinin musulunci da kuma mabukata daga cikin al'umma. Mazauna ƙauyen Cikakore da ke yankin Kubwa sun roƙi ministan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja Nyesom Wike da yi wa Allah ya taimake su ya ceto rayuwar mutane daga salwanta ta hanyar gyara gadar da shugabannin hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja da suka gabata suka yi alkawarin gyara musu, amma hakan bata samu ba. Wakiliyar Sarafina Okon Imeke ta labarta mana cewa sun bayyana haka ne a lokacin addu'ar kwana 3 ga marigayya Salimatu Idowu da ta cika shekara 1 da komawa ga Allah, wadda jirgin ƙasa ya yi sanadiyar rasuwarta a nan birnin Abuja, inda suka buƙaci a gyara musu hanyar don jin daɗin harkokinsu na rayuwar yau da kullum da ci gaban rayuwarsu. Ƙarshen labaran namu ne kenan, sai kuma ranar Litinin idan Allah ya kamu. Allah ya nuna mana lafiya, fatan alkai.